Before starting any long journey, we all need a plan. It's great to have a plan. You have your destination in mind and you have a path to get there. So in this video, we'll talk about Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. It is a great roadmap to getting out of debt and building your wealth. It's all from his book, The Total Money Makeover, which I read many, many years ago. And I mean, the advice is rock solid. So today on MD Investor, let's go through Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps and why they do work to build wealth. Step 1 on Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps is to get a $1,000 starter emergency fund. That's right. Step 1 is to get a starter emergency fund of $1,000. You may say, what's the purpose of that? It's a starter emergency fund, not a fully funded emergency fund. It's a starter emergency fund. And I have $1,000 just in case life happens. You may need new tires. Your windshield may get cracked. Your transmission may go out. Anything that could happen that may derail you, and you may have to go and swipe your credit card, because the average American does not have $1,000 for an unscheduled emergency. So having that $1,000 set aside, having that $1,000 set aside is great for you. It's not going to be invested. It's going to be in a savings account. It could be in a online high yield savings account, but in a savings account. It's liquid. It's available in case you need it. So that's the first thing. So if you have $1,000 right now, you can check off baby step 1. So if you're getting value, I'd appreciate a subscription. Step 2 on Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps is to pay off all of your debt except for the house. So step 2 is to pay off all of your debt except for the house. So this would include student loans for those of us who went to college. This would include high interest credit cards. Definitely you want to get those on the list. This would include personal loans, car loans, any type of consumer loans. You may have furniture loans or whatever you have. Any debt except for the house, you want to pay that off, right? Dave Ramsey said in all of their studies, for people on this path, they're able to completely pay off all of their debts within about 2 years. So again, all of your debt, right? If you have a home equity line of credit, credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, if you owe money to a family, all of your debt, you're trying to pay that off. And this is step 2. And like he said, most people are able to complete it in 2 years. And I love the 7 steps because it gives you a focus, it gives you a direction, it gives you a to-do list, so you know, okay, what are we on now? We on paying off these debts. Okay, all right. So that's step 2. Step 3 on the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps is to get a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. So we initially started in step 1 with $1,000 starter emergency fund. Now step 3 is a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. So whatever your expenses is per month, you can do the calculation, figure out how much do you need to live per month, and you multiply that by 3 to 6, depending on how much you want to build up in your emergency fund, and you save aggressively to get that. It may not take you as long as you would think, because after all of your debts are gone, all those money that you were paying to all those debts is now available to really fully fund your emergency fund, right? So they say most people are able to get out of debt within 2 years. That means some people are able to get out in 18 months, right, or less. But it shows when you're focused on something, again, you're gonna be able to really move quickly. The strategy that Dave Ramsey recommends to get out of debt is the debt snowball. So you list all of your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate, and you pay the minimum on everything but the smallest one, and then you try to pay off the smallest one as fast as you can. When the smallest one is done, you take the money that you were spending on the smallest one, and you pay the minimum on everything else, and then you attack number two with all that extra money, and then you keep going until all the debts are paid off, and you do that regardless of the interest rate. That's what Dave Ramsey recommends. The other way of doing it, when you pay the debt with the highest interest rate first, it's called the debt avalanche. Some people are interested in that because you can save money with that one, right? Dave said he does the debt snowball because even though we're even though we're arranging it from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rate, and you may end up paying more money, he said that people get more motivated to see the smallest debt goes away, and they're more likely to be consistent and to keep it up. But I can see someone saying, if I have a debt that has a very, very high interest rate, I want to focus on that. So you can attack that way. You can do it that way as well. Now, after all of your debt has been paid off, and hopefully we can get that done within 2 years or less. Now you're debt free, except for the house. So the mortgage is the only thing you have. So that must be a great, great feeling. Now, step four. Step four is to invest 15% of your household income into your retirement. Okay? Step four is to invest 15% of your household income into your retirement. And the order in which he wants you to invest that 15% is first into the Roth, right? It's first into your Roth IRA, then into your traditional IRA, and then into your 401k, in that order. First into your Roth IRA, then your traditional IRA, if you still haven't completed the 15%, and then into your 401k, in that order. You definitely want to invest into your 401k at least up to the match to get the match, and that's free money. Anything above that, he doesn't want you to do anything above that, just up to the match. And that is baby step 4. And you're going to realize, now that you are at baby step 4, you're going to be debt free except for the house. You're going to be debt free except for the house. You're going to have a fully funded emergency fund, right? So you're going to be able to invest the money because your payments are not flying out to all these other places. So I love the order in which he does it. If you're getting value, I'd appreciate a comment and a subscription on YouTube. Now, step 5, or baby step 5, is going to may differ for people. If you have no children, it won't apply to you. But step 5 is to start a college fund for your children. So step 5 is to start a college fund for your children. In most cases, this would be a 529. There's other college-related accounts, such as the Coverdell, but for most people, he normally recommends the 529. And that is to enable or to ensure that your kids don't go into debt when they go to college. Okay? So it is taking not just your wealth in view, but also your children as well. For your children to go to college and not having student loan is a great thing, so that they can start their life without that burden. So that is step 5. So obviously, if you don't have children, then both baby step 5 won't apply to you, and you could allocate that money either to another step, right? Maybe to baby step 6, or to maybe contribute to a 529 for another family member that may go to school. Okay, maybe a nephew or a niece or something. So baby step 6 is when you pay off your mortgage. Baby 6 is when you pay off your mortgage or pay off your home early. He said most people are able to pay off their house within 5 to 8 years. Most people are able to pay off their house within 5 to 8 years when they begin to put extra payments to the home. Baby step 6 is a little controversial because depending on your mortgage interest rate, right? You have a mortgage of 3%, 3.5%. People may say, well, that extra money that I'm setting to my mortgage, I'm only getting a rate of return of about whatever the mortgage rate is. That's my rate of return. If my mortgage interest is 3.5%, I'm getting 3.5% return, as opposed to I can take that extra money and put it in the market where I can get maybe a return of 10, 11, 12%, or some other investment. So this is where the dilemma may come in. But there is something to be said about having a conscience that's clean, no stress, and having no mortgage. That is something to be said. But again, this is something that may differ between different people. But that is baby step. But that is baby step 6, to pay off your home early. And when your home is paid off, then you have no more mortgage. You're now, so after baby step 6, think about it. You now have a fully funded emergency fund. You have no debt. You're investing 15% into your retirement. You're funding your 529 for your children. And now you have paid off your home and you don't have a mortgage. So this is a great place to be, right? That most people are able to do it within 5 to 8 years. And baby step 7 is now you can build wealth. So the mortgage money that you were paying is no more, it's not there anymore. I mean, you still have your taxes and insurance, but your mortgage, the component, the principal and interest is no longer there. So you could now start bumping up your investments, right? You're doing 15% in your retirement. You can now have a non-retirement account and then start throwing money into it, right? And baby step 7 is to build wealth and give outrageously. So that's when you begin to just throw money into your investments, and then your return on investments goes up, and that's when you begin to build wealth. You see your account growing, and that's when you can begin to be generous, whether it's to your church or to charities that you are inclined to support, family members, friends. You can just be generous, right? You can start having fun with your money. So let's review the 7 baby steps. Number 1, a starter emergency fund of $1,000. Number 2, pay off all of your debts except for the house. Baby step 3 is going to be a fully funded emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Baby step 4, invest 15% of your household income into your retirement plan. Remember the sequence: Roth IRA first, then traditional, and then your 401k. Baby step 5 is a college savings fund, the 529, for your children, so they don't go into debt when they go to college. Baby step 6 is to pay off the home early, right? They said most people are able to pay this off within 5 to 8 years. Baby step 7 is now you begin to build wealth. So now you can invest maybe 30% of your take home. Okay, you may do 15% you may do 15% in your retirement at work, and then another 15% in your non-retirement brokerage account. You build wealth and you give generously and just have fun with your money. So, guys, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, I'd appreciate a subscription on YouTube. And the book by Dave Ramsey, The Total Money Makeover, I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, I read that years ago, and to see people going through a system, and it's clearly marked out. It's like a roadmap, and you just work the program like a drug addict. Just work the program like a drug addict. Okay, guys? So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something. I'd appreciate a subscription. And until next time, continue to command your money to grow. MD Investor out.